kind of allowed us to roll. Really looking at it, we'll go back and look at it, but they had 2 or 3 bombs on us early that I thought, kind of allowed them to have a little bit of life early. But then the turnovers started rolling, and in the middle 8, we were phenomenal in the middle 8.
Yeah, it was such a great performance for you guys defensively. What did you see from your defense today, and how proud were you of those guys?
Yeah, opportunistic. I thought, we got turnovers in different ways. We had, interceptions. The ball was on the ground because we were flying around. We were reading our keys. We played fast. We were disruptive in the backfield. Never easy as a defense to not know who's coming in the game. I mean, their starter's a guy that really liked to get the ball out quick. I mean, he threw the ball 40 times. They had a lot of success with the RPO game last week. And then all of a sudden, they go to their backup, number 2, who's a great runner, and it changes everything we're doing on defense like that. So I think Coach Cassidy did a phenomenal job at knowing who was in and whatever they kind of threw at us. I thought we had a good answer for it. And same thing, I thought, we were able to keep them off balance a little bit offensively. Put in some different shifts and motions. It's good to see some young guys out there playing well. And get their first touchdowns. I thought Ashton Gray and then Caleb Hawkins were phenomenal down the stretch there. For a true freshman to kind of lean on them there when we needed to get a drive, keep the defense off the field. We were scoring so fast. The only thing you worry about as a head coach sometimes is just the defense wasn't getting a ton of rest.
Coach, with those 5 turnovers today, how much easier was it for the offense to produce those points that you guys scored today?
Yeah, I've never scored 59 points and only had 400 yards of offense. And at one point, we had that and there was 300 yards of offense. So I think that just shows you, it wasn't us marching up and down the field, which I thought we responded well as an offense. So I thought, the energy and us coming off and wanting to get it in the end zone. I thought, come out in the second half, we got to stop. And then we went on like a 68-yard drive there, and that was kind of our one mark where we didn't get in the end zone. But yeah, anytime 5 turnover. And then I thought Drew's doing a great job protecting the football, right? I think he was super efficient today. He got the ball at time. This is a defense that really likes to drop deep in coverage when they're playing zone coverages. And so we emphasize all week, like our backs need to have a good game in the passing game because they're going to drop everybody back and take those check downs. And so I think, that's as good as we've looked as far as our backs being receivers and being able to get us some good yards when they were playing that defense.
Just to start this year so far, just how has it been being able to rely on this defense to get those crucial stops and make those turnovers for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's been amazing. Coach Cassidy's done a phenomenal job. His staff's done a phenomenal job. Our players, excuse me, have started buying into him. I feel like Mike Leach up here coughing all the time. That's what he did all the time. Got something in my throat. I was sick last week, but I'm getting over it. Sorry about that. But yeah, hats off to those guys and the way they're playing. I thought the communication was phenomenal with our guys, and so EJ went in. We didn't play Pat Smith today. He got a little banged up in practice this week, so I thought it was huge for EJ to step in and play lights out for us, both in the pass game and in the run game. I thought he fit everything really nicely today.
Complete team effort in the win today, especially scoring 59 points, getting a lot of guys involved. How versatile is this 2025 roster maybe compared to offenses that you've had in the past? And what about this offense makes it to where a lot of guys can get involved?
Yeah, I think, it starts with the quarterback position and being able to read a defense and get it to where it needs to go. And I think we'd like to stress the field, all 53 yards wide and all, 120 yards long. And so just being able to hit those different field zones is huge. I think creating a run game is something we were a little bit nervous getting the run game going today. And I think the second play of the game, we busted an inside zone, and I think that kind of set the tone for us on the offensive side. Did a couple new things against us. They threw some new pressures at us today. And I thought Drew did a phenomenal job at seeing pressure, seeing coverages change. They try to disguise their coverages. They show a too high shell all the time. And I thought Drew was phenomenal of being able to take what they give us. He didn't force anything down the field, although he made some great throws down the field. But he was able to kind of hit the underneath stuff and keep us moving the chains.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, maybe what was the difference in the approach or the adjustments y'all made coming off kind of a weaker Western Michigan performance?
Yeah, but I thought besides one quarter, the defense played phenomenal against Western Michigan, and I think it was a little bit of a weird game and probably a blessing in disguise for us as a program, just because of the way we had to fight and claw, and you learn a lot about the character of a team and putting yourself in there. Although, I don't want to be in those situations. I thought we grew as a team last week, and I think, offense was really bad the first quarter last week. Defense was really bad the second quarter. And other than that, I thought, we found a way to win on the road, and win on the road's hard. And so I think that allowed us to coach them a little bit harder. A little bit of a wake-up call for everybody on this team. And, I thought they responded really well. Both coaches and players, I thought, responded well. I thought we practiced extremely well this week.
Combining that wake-up call and then a dominant performance over kind of a statement game, how are you feeling going into Army next week?
Yeah, we know. We talked to the kids in the locker room just now. Obviously Army's a team that won this conference last year. They started off slow, but then went to Manhattan last week and were able to win a football game. They kind of went back to their old style, changed quarterbacks, and they controlled the clock against over the course of history, a Kansas State team that's been phenomenal, especially in Manhattan. And so we have to do a great job preparing. It's not easy to prepare for triple option stuff. Everybody knows that. And so this will be huge for us to be able to come back on Monday, correct a bunch of our mistakes that we made in this game, and we got to move on in a hurry and understand. I think there's distractions when you get on an airplane and you travel to Army. Obviously, the history and it's a really cool place to play. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, it'll be a huge test for us, conference opener.
Coach, the big sellout DACU initiative didn't quite hit. It was 26,800. What do you have to say to the fans after such a great game like this, especially going to South Alabama?
I appreciate everybody that came. I thought it was loud. I thought there was good energy. As we continue to grow this thing and we continue to, all work together for the same mission, same goals, and wanting this program to continue to rise, I think, that was a good start for us. A national TV game. We were able to, show our brand in a positive light. I thought, our administration, did a fantastic job at marketing all the different stuff that was going on throughout the week. And so we'll continue to grow and build, but I really appreciate everybody that came out today. It wasn't the best weather. It was a little bit warm out there, but I think that really it helped us win the football game.
And something you talked about a lot in the offseason was red zone. Y'all at 9 for 9 in the red zone. What is it like for an offensive staff, especially with you, after struggling last year, but so far being very consistent in that category?
Yeah, something that we studied it hard during the offseason. We put in some new package. We thought we really struggled primarily when we got into the 5. And I think, just with where we've been the last 2 years with the amount of tight ends and big bodies that we lacked at that point, it gets harder and harder to push it in down there. And so I thought, our big guys did a phenomenal job. We came out in 14 personnel today, which I've never done my whole entire coaching career. We put 4 tight ends out there. And so as that, and it'll get harder and harder as it goes, right? People start studying it. We're going to coach against a lot of really good football coaches throughout the course of the rest of this year. And so we'll have to do a good job of keeping people off balance on what we're doing down there. And I thought we did a nice job, and our coaches, Coach Cobbs, Coach Krill, did a nice job game planning some stuff down there.
Yeah, the question with this program for the last couple of years always kind of seemed to have been, what will this program be if Eric Morris can get himself a defense that can match his offense? You feel like you guys are getting to the point where you have a defense that can really complement what you guys have done offensively over your course of time here?
Yeah, it's been fun to watch those guys. It was fun for me out there. I think just to watch those guys, the intensity they coach with. I think the sign of a great coach, our 2 D-line coaches, that last drive were coaching harder than they coached the whole entire game with a bunch of young guys out there. And I think that's a mark of a really good football coach and somebody like they're in it for these kids. They want them to be successful. And, they take great pride in what they're putting on film. And so yeah, it's been fun fun to watch them so far.
How much pressure does that take off you as a head coach when you know that your defense is going to go out there and perform for you like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it allows us to do a little bit different, game management situationally. I think it allows us, not to just rely on being explosive. It allows us to, be a little bit more methodical and take some of the check downs. I thought that was what was so good about Drew's performance today is like these guys did not want to get beat over their head with the passing game, and that was evident early in it. And I thought, it was huge for us to be able to, just hit even on some third downs. I mean, we had a bunch of messers underneath that we hit. We hit the running back like I talked about. So it allows us to play a little bit different brand of football than what we had the first 2 years.
How much has your confidence in that unit grown over the course of the first couple of weeks of the season?
Yeah, it gets bigger and bigger, I think week by week, and they're continue to, take the football away, not allow them. I thought us, when they did get a little momentum, it was tight early in the game. I thought that goal line stand was huge of us just holding them to 3 points right there. I thought that was a big point in the game where our guys stood up and didn't allow them to get in the end zone and allowed us to kind of catch back up, and then we got the ball, went and scored, and continue on a hot streak.
All right, cool. Thanks, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
Such a great performance for you guys just across the board. What are your feelings coming off that game and just the way you guys played?
It just feels wonderful to just go out there and execute it and just come out with the win.
Yeah, your guys' defense played so well, got you so many turnovers. How much does that help you guys as an offense when your defense goes out there and hands you the ball at the 20-yard line over and over again like
Man,
that?
to see like the type of energy that they come out there and play with, the swagger that they play with, it's just like feeds and it like makes it way easier out there. Just seeing the defense go out there and get a stop, it just like brings the offense up and vice versa.
How much momentum did you guys have early in the game with just the way your defense played and the way you guys were able to capitalize?
Just us, like first we scored first drive, and then seeing the defense get a stop right after, it just like brought everybody up and like a lot of momentum.
Jaden, this win is a 59-10 victory over a Washington State team that has begun playing pretty well. What kind of statement do you think does it make for North Texas?
It definitely made a statement, and I definitely it made a statement in the conference. It's like we're not gonna back down from anybody, no matter like what name that we play.
Coach kind of talked about it, but this defense has kind of played the run pretty well. But today, you guys were pretty successful on that side of the ball. Just what was working so well in the rushing game for you guys?
I mean, first I was just the O-line, how hard the O-line played, and then the game plan that coach and them, brought to us, and we just went out there and executed.
And then how was it for you today, being able to score, two rushing touchdowns on the day so far?
Yeah, it just felt wonderful, man. It's just a great feeling, man. There's just many more to come, and I just want to thank the O-line.
After the Western Michigan game, there was still a little bit of doubt about how good this team really was and how good they have changed. What would you say to people that maybe were still doubting the team after this performance today?
Keep doubting us. Just keep doubting us. We just go prove you wrong every week. Just keep doubting us.
What is this team capable of this year?
This team is capable of just going really far. I mean, definitely being ranked and being top 25, definitely.
Talk to me about what it's like inside the locker room. How is everyone getting along, and what's the culture like this year?
That's the big key. It's just like everybody is just like this in the locker room. It's just like everybody together. Everybody like even outside of football, just we hang out a lot. It's just we're always together and we always see eye to eye.
What do you think the biggest key is going into Army next week on the road?
Practice. You got to execute just how we did last week, and then for Washington State, we just got to keep executing the same week, the same way we just executed.
Last week it felt like y'all really established the run really well, and this week, of course, 163 yards. What do you feel like you guys have done right in these past few weeks to kind of get it going into a game against a physical Army team?
Just trusting the scheme and trusting what Coach Cobbs is telling us what to do, and just like basically just trusting it.
What has Drew Messmaker kind of done to help y'all offensively, especially establish that run game?
Man, that guy he's a heck of a player, man, and I'm thankful to have him. Just his voice, how he come out there and play, how he come out and practice every day, it just brings everybody up.
Announced attendance of 26,800. What do you kind of have to say to the fans, especially the students, after a game like this?
just keep on coming, man. Y'all mean a lot to us, and we gonna keep winning for y'all.
All right, thanks, Jake.
Thank y'all.
All right, well, it was such a great performance for you guys. What are your feelings coming out of that game?
Great win, great team win. Overall, great effort by everybody.
Yeah, such a great defensive performance for you guys. How much have you guys grown early in the season to get to where you are today?
We've grown a lot. Just taking it day by day, whether it's in the weight room, in the indoor, at practice, outside on the grass, coming out in the stadium, we getting after it every day. Just growing every day.
Is that what's helped you guys? Have you guys gained confidence, or what's gotten you to this point?
Yes, sir. The confidence been there. We just had to go get it.
After all you guys have been through, what's the feeling like to be playing like this defensively early in the season?
Feels great, but it's something we expect to do. So, we just going to come back, great win, but shoot, it's on the Army.
Yeah, 5 turnovers. Just what was working for you guys today defensively?
Everybody doing their 111. The coaching staff talk about their everybody doing their 111 all the time. You just do your 111, and plays like that happen all the time.
Yeah, what'd you see on that interception?
Tips, overthrows, we got to get those, Just saw opportunity, made a play on the ball, and shoot, we was rolling from there.
Evan, this defense has played really well to start the season so far. What is different about this defense compared to years past?
Just the mentality, the go-getter mentality. Everybody wants to go get it. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's just out there communicating. Everybody's on the same page. Just everything, we're just going to get it.
Absolutely. And then with that 59-10, box score, what does that say about this team so far?
Sure. It tells you we here to win. We're here to play. No matter who in front of us, we're gonna come out there every day, and we're gonna give it our best.
You said the defense has all been on the same page, especially the secondary y'all have been plug and play. Everyone's just kind of locked down. Talk to me about how y'all have been able to connect as a unit to be able to be on the same page.
It's a brotherhood, Every corner, that's my brother. Every safety, my brother. D-line, it's just the whole group. And it's not just defense, it's offense too. The whole team is coming together. I can go up to, say, Drew, and we can have a whole conversation for 30 minutes. Then I can go to, we can go to corner, we can go to anybody. I can just go talk to anybody. Just everybody, the team connection is just all there.
Can you speak on how Coach Cassidy maybe have helped that this year in terms of the chemistry?
I just feel like how he's helped is just bringing us all together, like telling us everybody's going to have a role on this team. Everybody's got a big part to play in this defense. So I just think by him doing that, letting us know that like everybody's going to get a chance to play, it had a big effect on that.
Do you feel there's anything this defense can get better at in order to dominate the American this year?
It's a lot of things we can get better at, but that's any team. So we're just gonna focus on that tomorrow. Because it's things to fix in this game, even though the score the way it was. But we're just gonna come in, fix everything, and get back to it.
Could you maybe touch on maybe what those things are?
Just people getting tired. We get in the fourth quarter, you start to get lazy a little bit. We can touch up on that, things like that.
Only allowing 63 rushing yards, and you go up against an Army team next week that runs the ball a lot and controls the clock. What do you feel like you guys have to do to be able to contain that success?
We just got to come out from the jump and have our foot on the necks. Play with the same intensity we played with this week, and just keep it rolling from there.
Guys like Devarian Armstead and Colin Lewis all made a lot of plays today. What have you kind of seen from Lewis, especially, who's been in this program for a while? What have you kind of seen from him?
The effort, he's just been playing a big part. He's another one of them guys I can go and talk to for a minute. You see it in the weight room, on the field. He's getting after it every day. Same with all the guys. Everybody's just getting after it.
Yeah, it seems like the big question for this program, and you've been here long enough to know this, is what will this team look like if you guys can get a defense to match that prolific offense? Are we starting to see what that looks like?
Yeah. I think it's a little obvious to tell, but we're going to keep it day by day. keep
Has
doing.
that always been the goal for you guys on the defensive side?
Of
to
course,
kinda
it's
match?
always going to be the goal. You know, everybody, we see the criticism, but we just don't pay it no mind. We got to get to work. This is a new defense, new team.
Has that kind of motivated you guys heading into New Year?
Yeah, it motivated us, but, you know, we already knew it was going to be different. We already knew we were going to come in and make a difference this year. But we're just trying to show it.
What made you feel that way, that this was going to be the year you guys were going to make a difference?
The guys that sit in these chairs every day, the coaching staff, you know, how we practice every day, our effort towards everything, that's just one big thing right there.
Thanks.
Thank you.